Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel, I guess. I don't know. This is gonna be my first ever video on here, so hopefully it all works out well. Um, I was thinking in the spirit of, Halloween coming up, the Halloween event in Star Stable, we could, um, we could talk about some of my fears and some of the spooky things that have happened to me while we do some training, while we do the event races and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, one of the first things that I want to talk about is some of my fears that you could call kind of stupid. Um, I have this one fear, which this is probably my dumbest fear. Um, I don't know where it comes from. I'm not. I have a slight suspicion of where this fear of mine might have came from, but I am scared of space, and I don't know how to fully explain my fear of space, but I I'm scared of being out in like an open field or just an open area and looking up into outer space. That is very, very, very scary to me. I don't know if it's because I'm scared something is going to fall out and hit me in the face. I don't think so. I'm not scared of like things like being thrown at me, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's just like you're telling me that there's like so much unknown. There's just this vast space of what? I don't know. Do you know? I bet you don't. Like planets, sure, and like galaxies and black holes and all that, but like it is so scary to think about that I don't know what is up there and it just goes for like forever. No? Fact check me on that. I don't know. I've never I've never been in space, so I wouldn't know, but I don't know. It's I don't know. But I think I have a suspicion this fear might stem from when I was a child. Probably like, I'm gonna say like 5 or 6 or 7, around that age. I watched a TV program that I probably shouldn't have watched. Or it was the news. So I don't know. But it was about this woman who had like a space rock just fall from space and like crash into her window and into her living room. And nobody got hurt. And nothing bad happened. Uh, she, she just had to fix her window and that was it. But after that, my dad had to put up this like cover for my window because I wouldn't sleep because I was scared a space rock was gonna just come through the window and kill me. So it that might be why I'm scared of. But it's not even. It, it's difficult because I'm not scared to like just stand right outside my door and look up. That's fine. But being out in an open space and looking up is terrifying because then I feel like I have no cover. So maybe I am scared of something hitting me. I don't know. I I couldn't tell you, to be fair. My other fear, this one I feel like is more common. I feel like a lot of people have this fear, but one of my other fears is the ocean. Need I say more? What is there not to be scared of in the ocean? There's dangerous fish, there's shark, there's seagrass. Like, oh, the feeling when you're out in the ocean and you try to put your feet at the like you try to put your feet down and stand and you just touch seagrass. Oh my god. No, thank you. That is the absolute worst thing ever. And also just because like it's such a big such a big, scary, dark place. That's what the ocean is. And I'm not scared to drown. Well, obviously I am, but like I'm not scared of water. but it's just, I don't even know what it is about the ocean that scares me. I've seen there's so many of those videos where um there's like these big cargo ships out in the ocean just being tossed around from side to side because there's these huge waves. What? Why would you? Why would you put yourself through that? Why would you? Why? Oil rigs too scare me. Not as much because they're like stuck, like they're in the ground. But still, oh, I get chills talking about it. I've seen so many videos of people like recording from either being on an oil rig or like on a ship in the middle of the night. But like, I bet you there's some scary stuff out there. That's for sure. I hate this haunted trail ride. I don't know what my problem is. I don't know. I I couldn't tell you. It's just one of those Halloween dailies that I dread doing. I think it's because I don't like being chased through the cave. Especially, I'm not even okay. Let me explain. I'm not scared of like, actually that's a lie. I am scared of being chased. But that's not what it is, but it's just the sounds are so loud and unnecessary. Like if this bear behind me was just quiet, it wouldn't be that bad, but it's not quiet. It's very loud. And it's not freaking me out, but it's just like, stop, bro. Stop. That's enough. Thank you. Oh, should we see? Let's do this really quick. Okay. But yeah, that's why I don't like this trail ride. I think it's because the chase. I'm not sure. I just don't like it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And now to the last. This, I mean, this is not even a race, but we shall do it anyway. What else am I scared of? I'm scared of a lot. I'm scared of bugs, but I feel like that's a boring one. I don't have any like scary bug stories. Like any bug is scary. What do you mean? Like any bug is scary. I'm terrified of spiders. Very common, I feel like. Uh, what else? Oh, I am deathly scared of elevators. I don't feel like elevators is that far of like a. It's not like a weird thing. Ooh, it's not a weird thing to be scared of. Elevators are freaky. They make scary noises when you ride them. Who knows? Maybe you just fall straight through. Like maybe the elevator just, I don't know, loses its grip. I don't know how to say it, but I. And this also, I know where this stems from. There was an episode. I don't know. I don't remember what show it was from. I could probably find out, but I'm not gonna because I'm lazy like that. Um, but there was this show, and in one of the episodes, there was a guy. He was about to enter the elevator, and then the elevator like fell. And then his arm got stuck in there, so his arm just got like sliced clean off. I don't mess with that kind of stuff. So that's a haunting memory that I have. I pretty sure I was young too when I saw this, which is probably why it stuck. But even I feel like even if I hadn't seen that, I would still be scared of elevators because elevators just are freaky. They are like they're literally a death trap, which brings me to my next fear, which is also a very common fear. I am deathly, like horribly scared of flying, being in planes, because that too is literally just, you're trapped. You're in a death trap because what are you gonna do? You can't jump out of the plane if it starts going down. You can't do anything. You're just forced to be in there while it's going down. Why would you voluntarily put yourself in that situation? I say, even though I've been on many planes. So I do understand why you would put yourself in that. But I feel like we're in 2025. You know? Like surely we can figure out something safer for travels that are far. If that makes sense. Where's this last pumpkin? Where is it? It's over there? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Let's see, what else am I scared of? Huh. I'm not sure. Maybe we move on to the next subject, which is like paranormal stuff, I guess. Uh Now, I'm not saying that these experiences were 100% a ghost. You know? They're just experiences that I've had that have been weird, I guess. Like, that have made me. How do I say it? They've. They were scary, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. So, one of. Like, there are many small things, right? Many small things like a butter knife like flying like pretty far off a table, but that can you can kind of think, okay, it just fell off the table and it just went far, like whatever. But oh, I didn't see what she needed. Serene. Okay. Um but these aren't I'm gonna be telling some stories that are from my parents as well. My dad is a hard non-believer. He doesn't believe in ghosts or anything paranormal. But even he told me that these experiences that they had in an old house they used to live in, he couldn't explain it away. Uh, one of the first things is it's a small thing essentially, but they would see somebody walking outside in the winter, right, on their property, which I guess they didn't think too much of it. Like, they were kind of just like, okay, what is this random man doing here? So my dad would go outside to talk to this man. Like, maybe he needed help, maybe he was lost, or anything like that. But when he went outside, there was nobody there, and not only was there nobody there was also no footprints in the snow, because this was in the winter. I don't know if I said that, but this was in the winter time. So technically there should have been um what's it called, footprints in the snow, but there was none. There was no evidence that anybody had been there, but both of my parents saw this man walking out there, and this happened multiple times. But I'm not one of those people that are saying 100% this is a ghost. Like, for sure there is maybe an explanation to it. I don't know it. I can't think of any explanation to how there's a man. 20 seconds later, my parents go outside. They don't see this man, but they also don't see any footprints where the man was walking in the fresh powder snow. So, do with that information as you want. Um, I think it's scary. It's not terrifying, but it is a little like spooky that there's somebody walking out in on your driveway and you just cannot find them and they leave no evidence. Another thing that my mom swears up and down happened was that, again, in an older house that we used to live in, me and my sister would have a playroom. And, we would obviously leave it a mess. We were like probably 3 or 4 at this time, like very young. So obviously we didn't clean up after ourselves. Oops. And my mom would come up there, take us downstairs, and then she would go back up to clean. And then, you know, she walked up the stairs. She didn't think anything of what was about to happen. Like, there was nothing, she hadn't heard any sounds or anything like that. There was nothing leading up to this moment. She was just walking up the stairs again to clean the playroom because we left it a mess because we were just kids. She walked up there and all of our toys were sat in a circle in the middle of the room. Which my mom hadn't done that. Me and my sister hadn't done that. My dad wasn't home at the time. To me, that's scary. I'm not saying it's a ghost, but that's scary. Because if it's not a ghost, then what is it? Is there a stranger in the house? It's creepy regardless of if you look at it as like a paranormal thing or as like a non-paranormal thing, because somebody or something moved the toys. It's a scary experience regardless. We didn't find anyone in the house. So, now one of the scariest experiences I've had is actually terrifying, and I do not care what anybody says. This to me 100% was paranormal. You cannot convince me otherwise, because I had a panic attack. I had to sleep in my mom's bed. That's how bad it was. So this was when I was still living at my parents' house a couple years ago. I was awake in bed, but all the lights were turned off, my door was closed. It was late at night, so I was like in bed, but I was on my phone just watching TikTok or something. And then I keep hearing these sounds in the corner, and they're starting to freak me out a little bit. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, if I hear one more sound, I'm gonna go turn the lights on and I'm gonna sleep with the lights on, because it was just creepy. And then I start hearing this dragging sound. I don't know how to explain it, but essentially what it was is I had this jewelry stand made out of like metal. Um, so I start hearing this dragging sound, and I sit in bed, and this dragging sound is at least like 2-3 seconds long, and I'm sitting in bed trying to figure out what is going on. Like, this is scary. And then I just hear a loud, loud, loud bang, and I instantly call my mom. She's just upstairs, but I call her and I'm like freaking the heck out. I'm like, you need to come downstairs. I'm not sleeping in this bed. There is something in my room. I'm not staying here. So she comes downstairs and we find out that it is this jewelry stand thing that I had made out of metal. And and obviously it's not everyone's gonna believe me, that's fine. But this metal jewelry stand had been in the middle of my desk, and I heard it being dragged across. I didn't have the lights on because, like I said, in my mind, I thought if I hear one more sound and then this happened, so I didn't get to turn the lights on, so I didn't actually see what it was when it was happening. But the dragging sound I heard was this metal jewelry stand moving from the middle of my desk and then being slammed into the ground so hard that one of the legs of the jewelry stand made out of metal bent. And like, it's like I can't I cannot I cannot for the life of me think of anything that this could be other than a freaking ghost. Like, how do you explain that away? There was nobody in my room but me. The jewelry stand was on the middle of my desk, and I heard it being dragged, like as if somebody's moving it across my desk, and then it slammed into the ground so hard, the metal leg got bent. And my desk isn't that tall; it's a regular desk, and it was wooden floors. So there's some serious force needed for the metal leg to bend, but it did. So, okay. That's yeah. Anyway, that is my by far scariest like story. It is the scariest thing that has ever happened to me. I swear up and down, and I will until I die, that that was a ghost. It had to have been. What else could it have been? I, I don't know. I have no idea what else could have been. There was nobody in the room but me. My door was closed. The like what 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 other than a ghost could have dragged a physical thing across my desk and slammed it into the floor? I don't know. I don't know. It's because I was a ghost. Now, obviously, I won't get offended if you don't believe me. That is fine. Um, but I just thought I'd share it because, you know, it's about to be Halloween and we gotta share all these scary things that are happening around Halloween times because that's when it's the most fun because it's fun to be a little scared, you know? But that is gonna be it for me for my first YouTube video. I hope you like it, and I will, you know, gladly take advice in the comments. Um, and feel free to share your scary experiences or, you know, things that you are just scared of in general. Um, so yeah, that was it. Bye.